Hello and welcome. Hope y'all are having a good day. So today I'm going to be talking about this here's Forsythia, also referred to as Forsythia suspensa in some of the drooping varieties. It's in the Oleaceae family. It's a genus of 11 plants, most of which are endemic to Asia, but a few southeastern Europe. This here is currently in bloom, as you can see. Has this really nice four-petaled iconic harbinger of spring type bloom. Some of them are fragrant. I think I got lucky, mine's not fragrant. um, it blooms from early spring, so you can have blooms on this in February here in British Columbia. In the southern hemisphere, you can expect blooms on this as early as March. Wait, no, hold up, sorry. June. Yeah, that's about right, June. One problem about this little tree is it's very susceptible to galls. So sometimes you'll get these little kind of club fungal colonies that grow on the actual stems themselves, and they produce these really ashy kind of fungal colonies that are very hard. I would correct that with just seasonal pruning. Make sure that you really sanitize your shears or whatever you use to prune this plant. We had a construction company come by a little while ago that really kind of ticked me off because they decided to cut my bush. But this here is just to show how much abuse this plant can really tolerate as far as pruning goes. Because as you can see here, it's just regenerating from a tiny little stump that actually had a little bit of dieback at the very top. I have another one trying to come back here. And as you can see, after approximately 2 years, it's already coming back in full force in bloom, which is really sweet. This plant here attracts mason bees, it attracts honeybees, it also will attract some wasps. So if you're allergic to wasps, maybe be careful applying this plant to your landscape. It has a mature height of approximately 15 feet. I had another really nice bush over there. Wish I could have shown you, but it got cut down, so that kind of sucks. One thing I will say about this bush is if you get a lot of rain, like heavy rain, the petals become a little bit papery, and then you get this kind of crunkled look. I don't know if you can see. I'm gonna rip one of them off so that you can see. And some people really like that. I'm personally okay with it, but from an aesthetic point of view, some people don't like that because it does kind of look wilted, and sometimes they turn a little bit brown if you have a really moist spring. But we've been having beautiful weather here. It's so ironic that like people have been staying inside because of the quarantine and whatnot, because the weather's just been fantastic here actually. This here is actually our least sunny day here in Metro Vancouver in well over a week, so it's been really quite nice. And this plant here really does thrive in full sun. I don't know why there's so much traffic right now, but there is. So this plant here flowers first, and then it starts to leaf out. I have this one cane here that's starting to leaf out just to show you what that looks like. The leaves look very similar to that of a newly emerging lilac or a wigelia. Another principal ID feature of this plant is you get a lot of lenticels on the bark, these tiny warty-like respiration structures, so that there just looks like this. So that's perfectly normal. If your plant has that, it's not sick, it's just the natural growth habit of the plant. Yeah. What else should I say about this plant? There's pendulous varieties, there's weeping varieties. So here's another one I have. They're very suitable for small containers if you want to grow them for a few years. You can grow them as a cut flower too and just dip the stakes into like a vase of water. I highly recommend that you put a little bit of sugar in the water to prolong the life of those flowers. So if I were to use these as a vase plant, I would cut approximately this much off and use 12 inches or so. That tends to be the length of stem that survives the most being dipped in a vase of water for some reason. I presume that's because it has enough hormones and starches to be able to feed it while it's in the water. So for those of you who are interested in bouquets, that's kind of the target length. these are a very, very multi-stemmed tree in general, so you can divide them right at the base. I think I have an example right over here. So they have multiple canes. That's just natural for this tree. And it's a very, very long-lived, well, I call it a tree, but realistically it's more of a bush. It's very, very long-lived. I would put its lifespan at approximately 25 years without any maintenance, with corrective pruning and restoration of the bush, upwards of 60 years. It has this really, really nice opposite feature, almost like a fan, very, very suitable for like an espalier fence. When it starts to grow up, there's a helicopter going up by. I don't know if you can hear that. That's weird. Oh no, it's not a helicopter, it's a water jet. Huh. I'd film that, but I don't think it would capture on camera. As it gets older though, it loses this opposite arrangement, and then you get more of an alternate spiral arrangement of the individual branchlets. I highly recommend fertilizing this with a bit of bone meal in the late spring. That just gives it the extra push it needs to bring a new flush of blooms. It's cold hardy down to about -30 degrees Celsius, and it has beautiful fall color. It turns dark red, kind of maroon on the tips, and then the leaves on the blade of the leaf go a bright yellow color, which is really nice. I highly, highly recommend this. I think every house should have one of these bushes. It's just such a happy harbinger of spring, and nature seems to really love it as well. So I hope y'all have a good day and stay blessed.